Trumu bill no. So better man or better man in the one room. Or friend come confident. Or best sign. Any 24 hour or tennis was say, Mahama and Saya, you know no peace.
Yeah. Abayenu cannot run away from this particular bill. Say the leader of government business. You share Abayenu on the floor of Parliament, no? Or say administratively there was an error. Why is the error?
President Mahama will know no peace from Sam George until he signs that bill.
Honorable Sam George, Otelo, Jonge, Ba, I'm gonna photo Jumbi. O si Sawole Blena Uber Vela Fima Makayo, Vela Fima Behoe, Woba, and Amodio Modia Godasson.
Emma, a Tiffany Afrafuina, Aquaba, Eddie Bakuda, Media TV Society. Medina ne ketri eja Yaudia Sampa, Jumedi Yatun Dinchim. And I'm meeting a goma. Mede Bessum, my tearful, ne Marsha Fo, one away in the bench. One on your maybe tea. Good immediate TV, Yankopon, Shrubia. No mamma and son with Juma and Yakasi. Obana be tea and some penny we are. Making a pass at Obachira Wadring. Into foul comment at the comment section who papa. It has 7 to a per in you be a agony, a chair no effa. And they council, what of Hemia, said and Dano, Mesrel. When the pado here and the Fringe was Sereno. Now, was subscribed to the Coda Media TV. You better Nicosono, I will like I say, now for so, and ye be at tea. And some I better go and bring a Sembia and yen some for Nemum Bia na. What the one tini? What's a bribidi LGBTQ? The Kuraman why now the plus biaka. A year as a chirana say mea and a mea aware. And na merima ni merima aware. NFA wanga ekakaho na sansemi esoyai den wo adodankwa akufado penso na enye nipa bi te se Sam George oni ni crusader o de bo ho dawud papa paditia MPP aban se ho asem abeto ho na adodankwa mpese o de nsa hyase as president na beye mmara se ekuntia saisuban wo mem ha nti ne long run kra na che akufu adu ankasa kra no obeye gay MPP fu bebre ye gay nti na won pese wodo won sabe hye sa mmara na se o man pen John Damani Mahama BBC hia no na wodo na twitwi ho nkomo eno achi no yenu Sam George be press conference na wo bisa no ho asem no so o man pen John Damani Mahama de se eba se deda wo boy editia akufu ado aban ne MPP se wo de se achi wade no wo hu se ye achi wade wan wo ye nisifo ne wo hu se ye achi wade se ba se Ghana je won tu asem tum na otutia MPP aban kwa na se John Dramani Mahama be president oh sa bill de obesan trumu bill no so better man in the one room wo friend come confident or best sign any 24 hour or tennis so say Mahama and Saya you know no peace na ya chere na hama no ka nsem no kakra gu ahoma so da chi ansem nti wo me yanko ne nkutie ni a yenu Sam George okay.
Lastly, on the LGBT issues, I mean, if you get a nod, how far would you hope to push it? The president, your candidate, when he was interviewed on the BBC, he said he would now look into what is in that bill.
You know, that's a misconception that's been put out. And I listened to that full BBC interview. President Mahama has been clear that he will sign that bill, and he has no option than to sign that bill. President Mahama will know no peace from Sam George until he signs that bill. And he himself has said that to the clergy, that as a Christian, as a member of the Assemblies of God Church, he will sign that bill. What the president said to the BBC was in response to why President Akufo-Addo has not signed the bill. And he said to them, look, what you, President Akufo-Addo, should have done, instead of rejecting service of the bill, was to have received the bill, stated what his displeasure is with the bill, which is what the Constitution says. The Constitution in Article 1067, President Mahama, in his response to the BBC, was referring to the Constitution of Ghana. Article 1067 says that when he gets to the president, he must within 14 days indicate whether he would sign or not sign. If he chooses not to sign, he then has to bring it back to Parliament and then states in the memo to Parliament the reasons why he's refusing to sign and add the recommendations to remedy those challenges he sees. Otherwise, within the 14 days, he can refer it within 30 days. He can refer it to the Council of State, who have 30 days to give him advice. That's what President Mahama was saying in that BBC interview. He was not saying that he now has to read the bill. President Mahama has read the bill. It's because he's read the bill that he told the clergy that when he becomes president, he will sign the bill, because President Mahama has no problem with anything in the bill. That explanation he was given was basically what the president should have done as a lawyer in line with our constitution, because the president's decision not to have service of the bill on him is unconstitutional and shows you how reckless and irresponsible Akufo-Addo is as a president.
Yo, na omanpanyin Asia clergies Christopher Kukudam won a woni mo Nyankopon asem na so Nyankopon betwam pa wote ne ho mfare wo from clergies omanpanyin hia wo no ono won twetwe nkomo essence once what them come by and come out the buy and some pain say trumutu here o pain Aduran Akufo-Addo went me and sign of fear bemwi na empomodi ye campaign tia no na ampani ampa ne nuane ampenti ni power ni party ntimi amba power na mabay awe also wajuri ne dey ana yenkuti ne o mampani kan.
With regards to the proper human sexuality, and it's quite a long name, proper family values bill. If you remember, there was a court case that injected the speaker from forwarding it to the president, and also restrained the president from receiving the bill. Eventually, that case was disposed of in December, I think on the 18th or so. Yeah, so it meant that the injunction had been cleared. But as far as I know, the bill did not get to the president for assent. And so the convention is that all bills that are not assented to before the expiration of the life of Parliament expire. And so that bill effectively is dead, it has expired. I don't know what the promoters of the bill intend to do, but I do think that we should have a conversation on it again, so that all of us, if we decide to move that bill forward, move it forward with a consensus. And probably it shouldn't be a private member's bill, it probably should be a government bill with government behind it after consultation with all the stakeholders to see how we're able to move this forward. But it leads us back to the discussion we had, that if we're teaching our values in school, we won't need to pass a bill to enforce our family values. And that's why I think more than even the family values bill is us agreeing on a curriculum that inculcates these values into our children as they are growing up, so that we don't need to legislate it. And so we'll see how all this goes. And so I'm looking forward to this review conference, so that we can come to some consensus on some of these issues.
Omanpani kan ya kan se mranin put akwai biribia a teacher fuka ho asem wo classrooms enti se eba say yansan mpo a teacher for no kan ho asɛm mo fra nan kasa behu sɛ ya de boni bi aye we don't have LGBTQ in our school curriculum. Don't go there. If you like, call educational minister. Maybe say, yeah, what's that? A LGBTQ concept and a young curriculum. Any big one, any man casa some requirement. Me important me home. Then Musa no kai when he met the clergies, which is never true. And you know, it in bring. Gada fu nyina hu sɛ adankwa na Kufuado ene na MPP ene na binde sa group no de won pese wo san mra no nti no ɛsɛ yɛ to abatia wɔn esan sɛ Ghana ha Kristofo wɔ ha Muslimini fo wɔ ha nananom amanefo so yɛ nsofo so wɔ ha na sa suban tia so som baako abi sane yɛkeka ho nyinara Kristofo mpɛ ɛne nti na emere bi atwam abakwasam kyerɛ sɛ onyankopɔn ma ogya kɔtɔ Sodom and Gomorrah kuro ni mu na kuro ne hyew dwurubɛ san sɛ na sa suban no ne kuta wɔn kurom hɔ wo yɛ hɔ na abɛsoɛ wɔn a den a woto de obenyo bere bebe no wa ye ho adwuma na mmia de wonde nam ha na mmerema so ne mmerema de wonde nam ha na ɛyɛ onyankopɔn abufu na abufu hyew ba Sodom and Gomorrah so na kuro no ototo ase ɛna abakɔkyerɛm kyerɛ sɛ wokɔ saa bia na wobɛhu sign sɛ saa kuro ya hyew pɛn na yɛ onyankopɔn kyidi enti yɛnua Kristofo wɔmpɛ wokɔ Musliminifo so a wɔn so ɛyɛ wɔn akyiwade enti wɔn so wɔmpɛ yɛnananom so a wɔn so wɔgu nsɛn nananom traditionalist wɔn so wɔn ani nye ho ɛyɛ musukura sɛ saa de ne bɛba busua bi mu anaasɛ ɔbarima bi ɛne ne baada ɛyɛ musu ana ɔbarima bi akwawara obia bi na obia ne de babia aba na wɔn ɔbarima ne abafra na da ɛno so ɛyɛ chiwade ne nneɛma keka ho bebree enti sɛ Kufuado ntimi ansan bill ne de a na Kufuado yɛ ɔbonsam ɔnyɛ ɔbonsam so de a na LGBTQ no na ɔfoa so ɛnna Kufuado mmere ni hɔ MPP yato abatia no NDC fo na aba wɔn na wɔn de ɛyɛ akyiwade ma wɔn ɛnɛ wɔbuye Parliamentary na bill na ka government business discussion ho yɛ Mahama Ayariga na ɔda no wɔkɔbobo ho a de science ade kyen no na no ne first bill ɛsɛ wɔ discuss wɔkɔ na bill no ɛni hɔ wɔn yi afi akɔto that's me baby edogade obanela jimle populate yobiana de jivaba enne won yi bill na akoto akene baabi enti nne akwakoye majority leader ono mampanyin kukuru papa de kire se na de de se ho asem mpo de anka ya kwa wie mpo na Kufuado fi aban mu ene ne ma speaker ne Supreme Court nya ho ntokwawo bo ho atwere ne ade nyina enti e bill da ha yenye relay bia bio me kan ho asem na fe emfi ho na ehwe ne be ade chi ya wokoe na bill no yi akoto das me mu ni ho enti na wo hie ndisi ni bu wa bia fa wanu abien fa hwe ne ye isanse nokware edo nokware won ka nokware no nyankopon won ka nokware so nyankopon ne honhom emma wo so obi otwa atoro bia yo bonsam isanse obonsam honhom tiwu a na otwa atoro wo te so okromfo wo hye ho bi dan mu a honhom na tiwu mu ne kire se kwa ha bie bag yi so ha na sika wo sa na ndisifo akwa yempring enne Sam George go share Sam George or Parliamentary no be honorable na sa nkomo no ayedi mmiri bi atwam na also kwada ko be MPP fu akora bosa video no me na me fam kiretiefo
we for minority for the demanding for the LGBTQ bill not to be passed.
Yo. Mon kwana mun ko bi se MPP fu mo na wo pushi. Da mmiri bi atwam a wo ye ho demonstration wo refia na. Enti honorable Sam George, me promise you say 2028 you are losing your seat. Because when you no kwafo, you kuntum puni o dabra bani. When you nipa kan ka won wo tena fie. Tete na ka wo ton nipa na nka se wo ton wo de wo ginchene. So kan kware. Mo tena sia susu ya se yemfa toro nkwa na fo anim. Yen twan kuntumpo ene no kware se yen gu MPP fo anim ase na onto mayen na embra baamu enti botaya na edam animu a ne se mo betwa toro a kire ganafo na mpa mo twa toro so kire ganafo na adwene no so wo fam nti IQ no below standard enti wajitum yo na branti bi kan say me mboni din ne ma woto ma NDC kura ye say sa turumutu na wo kan say wo ba wo ba gia tum no enti wo hu say e se so to abeti MPP na to ba Mahama adwene wo fam wani efi kakra ka obe hu say NDC fo ya atoro party won kan kware enti say okochi na ba bi na kan say asem go kan na ye wo de enti na wo to abeti MPP na wo to aba ma NDC dia na wadwene wo fam enti nde ene da ho no LGBTQ fo no won agina hyede ne da ho no wonam potem ba bia na hu se santama ibisen ba bi pe na eyenkrofo ni fi eyesu bamboni nti enda won afra ne ntama wontimi nnanadi gise wan wonim won ho na na wonim won ho wonnim won a won kan wa asab nkirewo no bi bisa se LGBTQ asekura ne den a abbreviation na munti the full meaning of LGBTQ aha ikoda media TV mitumra na makire siu ka kire je odi asampa misitie LGBTQ memfa plus ne kan because plus dey bibi bebiri enti edu ho a na watie na odi atu ukutudwem adwendwene nti odi tuti ma bia na wira kofi LGBTQ asini what's the L is for lesbians me a wode won sa hyehyehye won ho no waware won ho no wose supi no L no lesbians. A lesbian is a woman who is attracted to other women. Some of these women may prefer to identify as gays or as gay women. Or be a woman yonkon be a pa na no kon adon preko pe. Na fi no bebe no ewura ho ye fe wo kon atwitwa wo to obia bia ye sa pa na okon bi opese odo fa so. That is L. Na G no, what's a gay? G is for gay. A person who is gay is attracted to people of the same sex. The word gay can be used for men and women. Say na bidin kan o ye obere mana hu yonko obere mana o kon atai sei no obere mana o ti sei o kanfu sa pa. Beware of dogs. Oroba fa kwan bi so. Gay fu no wonde ne. Na B no is for bisexual or BI. These people can feel attracted to both men and women. The type of people they are attracted to may change over time. Once no we nipa bia. What is this ankrofo ya no won wadwene timi sesa. Na nyina Onyankopon no boy yo. Onyankopon no boy sankrofo nyina. Obi wo ho a oyobia. Eso wo ba woni no kuta mmarima ejapade wobewo bia no kuta mmarima ejapade ehu papa nti awofo ya mu wo saa ne ma no Nyankopon hyira mo wobewo barima so no kuta saa de tu nyinara ni nyina yo Nyankopon abode nanso mpanyin se okomba nya aduan nyina na wodi okomaba no nya aduan nyina na wodi na T no also T is for transgender and you can answer me. These are people who feel sex they are assigned at birth does not match the gender they feel they are truly inside. And I make the kind of any being in a cry ya busian back home. And a Q queer. Q is for queer or questioning. This is a broad label for sexual and gender minorities. A person who identifies as queer or questioning may also belong to one of the other groups, or they may feel like none of the other groups are perfect fit. One dwane ne entanta beko ha se na mi hunu de me yobia ma mi feel se me yoberimba ntima mi ntwa mitikura so berimba na me chise mmerima ntare nyade me wura bia minimu na oyobia fefefe nanso ushia na obaka so yoberimba na fade nyina yoberimba nanso mi japade nyina obi sani pe nyina Onyankopon obowo no Onyankopon nim ni ode ba beye mempeso nipa bia be kire Onyankopon atirimupo ase da bi wo yosofo na wo yeso be kire Onyankopon semmudi a wo hu mi wo asore sanse Onyankopon na atirimupo no won kire ase kire ni honti na obeye o se eyi na Onyankopon pese o kire se enti yenye se nya sanati ti mesre o mampani John Dramani Mahama modi year campaign Ghana for G2 same people aban one no way gay one way lesbians LGBTQ frankano one no kuta won and that ya to abam abosumi duni efe wo bopim a na mugwan minority leader ose mumpe mo bepe.
Today you don't want LGBT, you would want it. Mumbe pepa.
Enti mesere Ganafo asofo amuwom ma muko hia na mo ye meeting se mo wonto aba ma okremuni no wonto ma Kristo ni no abebia na ne nsafu abebia so na ne de enti ne obedua no eso aba na obetwa asofo amuko hia ajansare wo de wudin pam da mebo wudin ene won kaka ho osofo kofi oduro num ne ahemfie num kranche ankrak ene action fit me papa Duncan William ene hinabio wengam onum podo nanka along the line nanka oye NDC youth organizer wo Assemblies of God mo kaka mo humbo mo nyina kire sek want to abenti okremoni na ono ba sa values no e bi ono no de unrespected enenne enti munsi muti ase wani wu kwan so asofo na mo se mo yo Nyankopon asofo no na munnim what transpired in Sodom and Gomorrah mre bi atwam no munsi muti ase wani mgu ase kwan so na bibisampo na nda asofo Ghana ha I don't know minimara hinampo adamensa na se bright adofo biribisa na so benden ebe fa nsa enti mesere Ghana fu nyina ne mokoto ho aba no eno so mfa so ena manya no na eya mama adwene mba fam sa bebiri eno be hia Ghana ni a wako school na ni ebue wo sanka wo tena bench so anaka wadwene mabue enso upon all bench a watena so no adwene no wo fam Koda Media TV so na wote media ne ka akire agya yodi asempa me kan se ne yesete pepepe obehwehwe mi o wa mehwehwe mi o maaka omanum yiyo ne hwehwe yentimi mma omano enye gayfo ene lesbian fo man wo mu se okwaburukira asofo bi hira so de nanso obonsam wo so opam ne fees ro na abofo bai enti bi osofo bi a wo hira sa de ne so no you be a descendant maybe apostle and as a disciple of Opensam ne bia obepene so se wonye sa ne san se ye wa honhom bi eta sa de na chinti wo ye pa na wo kwan bi a wo fa so na sika ba won ho iso komba nya dua nyina ena wodi Koda Media TV ni ka chiri agya yawdi asampa ena me de nchiremu abesom